Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadren Aquatics. Hope you guys are staying cool out there in this blazing hot summer. So today we got in, well, I was gonna surprise you, but you've already seen the thumbnail, so you already know. Yeah, I got more guppies in. Okay, so let's talk about this first of all. I know you're probably expecting shrimp, because I've been getting tons of shrimp in. I've been having better luck with some of my guppies. So let me tell you a little bit of the pitfalls that I fell into of some of the problems that I was having. First of all, 10-gallon tanks. The 10-gallon tanks that I had my guppies in, that seemed to be part of the problem that I was having. I don't know what it is. I started putting some of them in 20 gallons and they started propagating great and looking great and growing out and not having any problems. And so I think that was the first problem. The second problem is a lesson that I learned. I would say stupidity, but it wasn't stupidity. It was really ignorance on my part. So a couple of years back, I bought this Fluval Stratum substrate, and the main reason that I bought it for is because I saw that a lot of people kept their shrimp on it, and I saw that plants did really, really well on it. Well, I didn't learn until about 6 months ago about active substrate. Fluval Stratum is an active substrate that purposely drives your pH down to a lower pH for certain shrimp like Caridina to be able to live on. So I put a whole bunch of my Neos in that substrate, and they did fine. Neos is a type of shrimp, even though they're not supposed to be kept on that. But I also had 4 or 5 other like 20-gallon longs that I put that substrate in because I liked the way it looked, and I wanted to try to have some good-looking plants. Well, the plants did great. A lot of the fish that I put in there, which come to find out were softwater fish, love the water, but occasionally I would put some guppies that I had gotten from Phil into those. And they looked great for 2 or 3 months, and then they would just start disappearing until they were all gone. And again, later on I realized that substrate was driving the pH down. The guppies do not like that low pH, that soft water, and I think that was what was killing them. So that only explains probably 3 or 4 different strains that I have on why I lost them, because I didn't have it in all those tanks, but that was one of the biggest problems I was having. But now that I've got it off of that and I'm putting them in 20 gallons, they seem to be doing really, really well. One of the Dumbos that I have is one of my favorites. It's the Dragon. Is not only having tons of fry, but I still have the 2 females alive that I got originally, probably almost a year ago. The males and females of the fry are all growing up. They got fantastic looking tails. So I think I've kind of figured out that problem. So I ordered more guppies from Phil. And one of the ones that I got is one I've already had before, but I lost, and that was some purple mosaics that I love. But the other 2 that I got some Santa Dumbos, and I got some Double Blaze Red. I don't know. I'll put the name down below. I can't remember exactly what it is. So those came in today. So let's go ahead and let's grab the box and let's take a look at the fish. Okay, Phil always individually bags these, which I always appreciate. So in case you lose one, it doesn't kill the other ones. This is one of the Santas. We'll get close-up pictures later. Their tails are red, but the inside part of the tail is white. So it's a cool red and white with a white caudal fin that looks really, really cool. This is another one of the Santas. These things look so good that it's literally difficult to tell the males from females, because some of the females have beautiful tails. I got trios, so one of these 2 is probably a male, unless they're both females. I don't know. Okay, here is another one. I don't know. I can't tell. I literally cannot tell. Okay, so there should be 9 bags in here because I think I got 3 different trios. Okay, this is the purple mosaics. That's another one of the purple mosaics. There's the other purple mosaic. This package, as I'm pulling these out of here, let me tell you a little bit about this package. So, I go to lunch every day between 12 and 1:15 or so. So my postman usually comes before that. Well, about 11:30 my postman came because I ordered some shrimp. Those shrimp came in, but I didn't get this box in. So this box didn't come in. But then I get a message from Phil, and he says, hey, how do the guppies look? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't get them. He goes, it shows that they were delivered. And I'm like, well, they were not delivered here. So he gives me the tracking number, I look it up, and sure enough, it shows us it's delivered, but it's nowhere to be found. So I go to the neighbor to the left, neighbor to the right, not there. Try to call the post office, no one ever answers. So I decide I gotta drive down to the post office and find out. Okay, these are the Blaze Red Mosaics. And so, drive down to the post office, get in line, have to wait. Oh my gosh, not a fan of the post office. Just not the funnest place to be. And so there's another Blaze. So I get down to the post office, wait in line. They finally get to me. I ask them, I say, here's my tracking number. It shows it was delivered. Can you please tell me where this thing is GPS delivered at? Because that's one of the things they do is they GPS when they deliver it. The reason I know that is because Rob from Flip Aquatics sent me like 30 Matin filters one time that I needed for 10-gallon aquariums, and it shows it was delivered to my shop, and it was shown that it was brought inside, and it was GPS to my location, but the box is nowhere to be found because the box was never delivered to my location, so I have no idea where that package is. So I've already got a bad taste in my mouth from that package. So I ask them, can you please tell me where this thing is GPS located at so that I can drive to this place and get my guppies before they die. Okay, all 9 of them look awesome, amazing, alive and healthy, beautiful tails. Again, can't tell the males from the females. So she comes back and she says, oh, here's your box. And I said, well, how do you have my box? If it shows delivered to my shop, how can it be at the post office when this is only like 2 hours later? And she says, well, he came back later after delivering your first box and you weren't there, and he marked it delivered, then he tried to open the door and the door wasn't open, and so he already had it marked delivered, so he brought it back to the post office. So that's how we have it here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So is that probably what happened to my first box that never showed up? And I don't like the post office. I apologize, but it just gets so aggravating. I think because it's a government run thing, I don't know. I don't want to get into all the craziness behind that. It's just, you're gonna get me started and you don't want to get me started. All right, so enough of my incessant rambling and complaining. Let's go ahead and take these guppies down. I will link the way to contact Phil down below through Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of him. If you guys are looking for any of these, he can ship them to you. These things are, his guppies are absolutely just gorgeous. There you go, guys. Thanks again for stopping by. Love each and every one of you. Appreciate you so much. Yes, Jason is back to buying guppies again, but not a lot because I don't have a lot of room. But I am buying guppies again, but only the really cool ones. So if you got a question, comment, leave that sucker down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks again, guys, and God bless.